guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Artist and Diva. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be customizing a Lazy Susan. I'm super excited about this DIY project because it is for a very close friend of mine, and I really hope she likes it. It's a total surprise. So with that being said, you guys stay tuned. But before we continue, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you can get notifications of all my new videos. Bye. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and hop into it. So first things first, I have my paintbrush that I got from the dollar store, my Bombay mahogany finish that I picked up from Walmart, as well as a light sander and my Lazy Susan. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and wipe down my Lazy Susan with some alcohol to get any kind of oils off, and then I'm just going to go in and lightly sand my Lazy Susan. I just go around, and then I'm going to turn to the side and just kind of hit the edges a little bit. Not gonna lie, that was a kind of fun part. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go in with my brush, just an old cosmetic brush. I'm just gonna get any of the excess dust off of it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my paintbrush and dip it in my Bombay mahogany finish, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting my Lazy Susan. And you want to just go ahead and go with the grain of the wood. And I'm doing a couple of coats here, and oh god, okay, when you're doing this, be sure to hold down your Lazy Susan, because it totally got away from me. It just starts spinning like a turntable and just kind of doing its thing. So yeah, just make sure that you kind of have it in place, so you have your other hand on the other side, so you won't have to deal with this like I did. And then you want to go ahead with your paper towel, and you're just gonna go in and wipe away any excess finish. Just wipe it away. Oh, wipe it away. Oh, wipe it away. Oh, wipe it away. Okay, and I'm just gonna go in and do the sides. Now, the color of the wood is good, but I think I want it a little bit darker. So now what I'm gonna do once I finish wiping it down is I'm just gonna go back in with my varnish, and I am gonna go ahead and add another shade. I just want it to be a little bit darker. A little bit. You know, the darker the berry. Okay, that totally doesn't apply here, but it's cool. So I'm just going to go in and just apply another coat. And I want this to be really rich and just really deep in the mahogany color. So I'm just adding it on, and I'm going to go ahead and do the edges again. And I just want it to soak into the wood again. It's getting away from me, guys. Just be sure that you hold it in place, because those little Lazy Susans are not lazy, honey. They move. They move. Okay. So now that I have my next coat on, I'm just going to go ahead and just let it soak into the wood for a little bit. And then I'm just going to go in and just wipe it away. Oh, wipe it away. Oh, wipe it away. Okay. All right, and just like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I want to go ahead and let it sit for a little bit. I got any of the excess finish off. I'm just letting it soak into the wood. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my painter's tape. I totally forgot to say that, guys. I'm gonna take my painter's tape, and I'm just gonna tape off the middle section, because I do want it to be like a solid line, a thick chunky line. And so I want it to be straight, so I'm just going to go ahead and section it off. 2 pieces of tape. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply my white acrylic paint in the middle of those 2 lines. So I'm taking a different brush, or you can use the same one if you feel like soaking yours. I totally did not. And I'm just going to drip some paint on my Lazy Susan, and I'm going to go in with my left-handed self and just paint. So I'm just filling it in. I'm going to do a couple of coats here, guys, because I want to make sure that the line is nice and thick. I don't want my wood color to show through at all, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it a couple of times. Okay, now with this acrylic paint, it does dry very fast, and it can be very chunky or streaky. So you just want to go ahead and give it a few minutes in between each coat, and just kind of like let it sit before you go in with the next coat. Now I have my heat gun, and I am just trying to get any kind of bubbles or anything out of the paint. and I want to dry a little bit faster, you know, guys, because I don't have a lot of patience. I have no patience. So once I do that, now I can you see where the lines are a little bit thin. So I'm just going to go back in with my paintbrush and add another coat of acrylic paint. And this is Blanco. This is Blanco white. Blanco white. Blanco white paint, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with my heat gun one more time, and I'm just going to hit those lines one more time just to make sure that the coat is like nice and thick. And again, this dries really, really fast, so you guys don't have to worry about a long dry time with this. Okay? Okay, guys, so now that the paint is dry, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a napkin that I soaked in 91% alcohol. This is kind of my go-to if there are any issues that I use with that I have with paint. I just go ahead and get my 91% and I just kind of wipe it down. So I'm just going on over the Lady Soothing, and I'm kind of cleaning up those lines because I want them to be super, super, super crisp, and I want them to be really, really neat. So I'm just going in and hitting those parts that the tape may have been a little bit raised or wasn't as adhesive as it should have been. So I'm just going in and just kind of wiping them down and making those lines nice and crisp, guys. Okay, guys, so now that I have went in and wiped it down, the next step is going to be to apply the polyurethane or the clear coat on top of my Lady Soothing. So I put on gloves for this one this time because I have never worked with this before, so I'm not really sure what it'll do to my bare hands. And so generally when I work with chemicals like this, I do put on gloves. And so I just went ahead and just put them on first and foremost, I went ahead and put on the gloves. So I'm just going through and we're just going to do it just like we did the Bombay mahogany finish. We're just going to go ahead and go with the grain of the wood as we go ahead and add the streaks on. We're going to do it all over. Make sure you saturate the stripe where the paint is because you don't want the gloss to be uneven when it dries down. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of coats on and just let it dry down, and I'll probably let it dry down for a few hours before I go ahead and apply the vinyl. Yeah. Okay, guys, so we went ahead and applied the polyurethane and it's now dry, so I'm going to go ahead and put the vinyl on. Now I already printed this out on my Cricut Explorer, and so I'm just going to take my transfer tape and line it up. Now for this I am using Sister transfer tape. I actually really like it. You can get it from Michael's. It's pretty durable and it's like not too sticky, which is perfect for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and peel it off. Don't worry about the gold on the back. That is just the extra vinyl that I weeded out when I was trying to put the letters together. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up really good. Now, in case you're wondering, the stripe that I use is about 3 inches wide. That white stripe of paint, it's about 3 inches. So when I printed out the vinyl, I made sure that it would fit within that 3-inch, like 3 by 8 inch measurements. And so I'm just laying it on with my weeding tool and I'm slowly peeling it off, but it came up a little bit. So I'm just going to go back in with my weeding tool, push, 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 press, 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 and release. Release. Oh, release. Damn it. Hold on. And got him. Okay. So with that being done, I think it looks really gorgeous. My next step is to put back on my gloves and go back in with my polyurethane, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera. But this is basically how the design came out. Okay guys, this is the finished product. I let it sit for a good 6 hours just to finish drying, and I absolutely love how it came out. I hope my friend loves how it came out too. And most importantly, I hope you like how yours came out. Definitely comment your pictures in the comments below. I totally want to see them. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.